Right, here's the Christmas number one then. You can hear the engine pound as he chugs along the ground, and the clanking of the rollers turning slowly round and round, with the badge of Stonor Cricket Club worn proudly on his chest. His name is Grumpy. He's the finest village groundsman in the West. His helper's name is Brownie. He turns up now and again, unless of course his shoulder hurts or some or other pain. But most of the time he works alone, plodding up and down, his baseball bat cocked to one side and an old familiar friend. His name is Grumpy. Grumpy! And he's the finest village groundsman in the West. His tractor has seen better days and his roller doesn't start, but Grumpy seldom bats an eye, never loses heart. They even nicked his mower and still they're nowhere to be seen. Now he's got a brand new one in 40 shades of green. He keeps all his equipment in a grotto, cold and damp, but few are those who dare to venture up that wooden ramp. Who knows what wondrous creatures lurk within its Stygian gloom? Some say fairies, elves and goblins have been seen inside that room. But Grumpy is a friend of theirs, or so the story goes. They touch him with their magic powers whene'er the grassy mows. Look hard in there and you will see a familiar bearded bloke crawling round upon the floor to find the little folk. His name is Grumpy. Grumpy! And he's the finest village groundsman in the West. Seamless, eh? Now, a groundsman's skills are not a matter of minutes, hours, or days. It's more a case of understanding how the wicket plays. Yet from little more than pasture, grazed by cows in days of yore, he's owned it to perfection for 30 years or more. He's had snide remarks from batsmen suspicious of its bounce, and bowlers too. His track's too true, they've been heard to pronounce. But Grumpy always makes his pitches interesting and flat. The bowlers who can bowl, batsmen who can bat. His team is full of Yorkshiremen whose tastes are quite demanding. They're not best known for mincing words or showing understanding. Shut the buggers up, he says. I try and make my swords a little bit like Headingley and a little bit like Lords. They call him Grumpy. Grumpy! He's the finest village groundsman in the West. Now when Grumpy was a youngster, he had loads of hair on top. Too much hair is like too much grass, and so it had to stop. Now Grumpy's pate's just like his pictures, shiny, hard and brown. And with his beard, it looks as if his head's on upside down. Now the three wise monkeys perch up there on Maurice Childs' seat, holding court on days gone by, sit Grumpy, Neil and Pete. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil too. Everything's so easy when you've got no else to do. But there's one thing about old Grumpy I find's hard to understand. Why he prowls around the outfield with a golf club in his hand, a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, but ne'er a wood is seen. So he's not so handy off the tee, but he's lethal round the green. His name is Grumpy. Grumpy! And he's the finest village groundsman in the West. But now Grumpy's hanging up his tools and getting off his roller. Finest ever groundsman and greatest half-spin bowler. I asked him if the thought of staying away would get him down. He said, of course not, I still come up and have one at the Crown. See, I've never been one for sitting around and watching people play. I'd rather be at home with joy than getting in the way. I'm coaching Stoner's future star, if you want to know the truth. She's my pride and joy, my grandchild. And her name is Martha Ruth. She calls him Grumpy. Grumpy! Because he's the finest old granddaddy in the West. And we call him Grumpy. Grumpy! he's the finest village groundsman, the finest village groundsman, the finest village groundsman.